Hello, hello. So this morning we are talking about the 5 ever-present mental factors, and from there we realized that by finally what the all experiences in the form of results, happiness, miseries, these are all the resultant states. For example, if I say that, um, how many you like to be, how many you like to be successful in life? Everybody will say yes. That's the result. But how many like to put effort to become successful? Effort. So not sure, right? You will say, yes, I will. I will and I am. These two are different. Easy to say I will, but I am is very difficult. Okay, so with this in mind, what we're saying is that resultant states, happiness, this is what we are seeking. Resultant states of miseries is what we try to shun. And these results, they are based on the respective causes. For example, if you want apples, if you want apple tree to grow, plant apple seed, don't plant bitter gourd seed. So this is a reality. This is cause and effect. So having said this, happiness arises from the happiness as a result that you are seeking arises from a set of causes and miseries which we don't like, and yet they arise by dependence on the set of causes. So we need to identify what are the causes which give rise to happiness, the causes which give rise to miseries. So with this, what we learned this morning is that the resultant states, um, in a loose sense, from what we learned on the first day, yesterday actually, the karmas, okay, let me see if, okay. So from this, you remember the 5 points? You remember the 5 points? Ceasing karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Observe nirvana is samsara or suffering, number 1. And suffering arises from karmas, quantum karmas. And karmas arise from afflictions. And afflictions arise from inappropriate attention, and which in turn arises from self-grasping ignorance. Ignorance, 5. So that finally the miseries which we don't like is because of the contaminant karmas, and the happiness that we like is because of a virtuous karma, because of virtuous karma. And given that we want happiness, we don't want suffering, so we learn how to stop the causes of suffering. So you remember there is, I don't know, but the young ones, you have seen that this is amazing wisdom from the different traditions, amazing wisdom. For example, let's say I remember when I was just a little boy, in the English textbook, I don't know where this story is coming from. The textbook, there is the hen, which goes to plow the field, and the hen is asking for other animals, please help me to plow the fields, and nobody came to help. And finally, when the crops are grown, oh, Jyotish, you are here. Oh, welcome. And finally, when the crops grow, then she harvested, again asked all the other animals to come to help, they declined. And then the crops be harvested, and then finally made a big cake, and everybody coming. So this is metaphorical story. So which means that this is exactly what is happening in the life. When you're successful, everybody will be around you. When you go through tough times, difficult times, and people will all go away from you. How many of you have seen that in your life? Raise hands. Yeah. So the thing is that people are keen for the result, good result. But with the effort to the good result, people stay away. You're getting it? Effort to the good result. So therefore, if you really, if you're serious with the result, good result, then you should be able to embrace the efforts, the causes of the good results. So if you don't do that, you are unwise. And think of enjoying apples, you plant the seeds of the apple, the seeds of bitter gourd, and expecting apples to grow. They're so unwise. So the thing is, this is a lesson where the you have the treasure inside. You have the treasure of infinite goodness, infinite ease, infinite calmness. You have that. But the only thing is we need effort to separate this treasure from the dirt, mental dirt. So for this, we need to learn how to remove the contaminant karmas by removing, if you remember what we did yesterday, how to remove the contaminant, say to stop the miseries, you have to stop the immediate cause, that is the contaminant karmas. How to stop the contaminant karmas? By stopping the, if you remember what you did yesterday, how to stop the contaminant karmas? By stopping the afflictions. For example, you remember the, how many of you were here present yesterday, first session? Okay, how many of you were missing? Not here yesterday. Okay, it's like half now. So what about tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 attended the first day and 2/3 new. Okay, never mind. So the point is that what we're saying is that finally the ignorance is the root of our miseries. And to put it very simply, and trying to have the apple trees growing and planting bitter gourd seed. This is ignorance. How many agree with me? With the ignorance, apple trees will never grow out of that, planting bitter gourd seed all the time, and then expecting apple trees to grow. It'll never happen. This is ignorance. So ignorance is the result of your frustration. Ignorance is the cause of your frustration. So elaboration, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. So ignorance is the root of our problems. It's so important. And how to get rid of ignorance? Anyone? How to get rid of ignorance? For example, if you're in dark and you want to read books, if you're in dark, you want to read books, what will you do? You have to remove the darkness. How to remove the darkness? Huh? How to remove the darkness? Hey, how to remove the darkness? Are you sure? Huh? I remove the picture. Picture. No. No, if you say, oh, tomorrow I have an exam and I have to sit for the, prepare for the exam. And tonight I'll study so hard. Tonight. And tonight, the moment you open your book, power cut. What will you do? So your job is to remove the darkness. Because why you can't read the book is because of darkness. You have to remove the darkness. And how do you remove the darkness? Huh? Are you sure? Simran? Huh? No. No, you have to, you are so keen to study. You waited that time, expecting that there's light and it'll power cut. There's no light and it's already midnight. What will you do? Pray. Pray to Buddha, please remove the darkness. Pray to Ram, pray to Lord Krishna, please remove the darkness. It's stupid. You're getting it? So I'm just checking your confidence. What you said is correct from the beginning. You said, introduce a light. Light a lamp. This is perfect. I'm just checking your confidence. You're getting it? You should be confident in your answers. So say, Buddha, please remove the darkness. Lord Jesus Christ, please remove the darkness. Oh Ram, please remove the darkness. If you say this, if these teachers are next to you, they'll be very sad. What a hopeless student. Whereas you light a candle, they'll be very happy. They're smart. You're getting it? These people will become enlightened. Oh, Buddha, you can easily light a candle. You don't have Buddha, remove the darkness. You lost Jesus Christ, remove the darkness. This is so stupid, so unwise. They will be very sad to such a hopeless student. So you have to light a candle. Why? Light is the opposite of the darkness. To remove the darkness, you have to introduce the opposite force. Likewise, to remove the darkness of ignorance, what should you do? It is only through lighting the lamp of the wisdom. It's only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. This is the only way. This is the only way. So next question is, how to introduce the light of the wisdom? This is the next question. So with this, so here it says that ultimately the root of all the problems is, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. So when the ignorance is the root of the problem, imagine an iceberg 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, perhaps 0.3 million years ago, the Homo sapiens first came. 0.3 million years ago, Arctic Circle. What do you think of the glaciers or the icebergs there? Strong or fragile like today? Very strong, absolutely strong. And if you were there then, 0.3 million years ago, Homo sapiens, the time Homo sapiens first came to planet Earth. So if you're there, you will not have a clue that one day these icebergs will melt because it's so strong. And if you were to build houses on the iceberg, they can stand it, they can hold it. But after 0.3 million years later, today, global warming, icebergs melt. So whatever stacked on this will all crumble down. Yes, you agree? Yes? So therefore, iceberg is like the ignorance. And at one point, it looks so steady and firm. And in time, 0.3 million years later, today, global warming happens and even the glaciers, the icebergs, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, they all start to dissolve. When they dissolve, the ground dissolves. Whatever stacked on top of this will dismantle. Likewise, ignorance. You remove the ignorance, what is stacked on top of this inappropriate attention, on top of this affliction, on top of this contaminant karmas, then on top of this, the miseries, they all crumble down. Your misery stops, the painful tears stop. This is what we are all seeking. If you really seek, this is the lasting solution. So just ignorance. Finally, to remove these miseries, what should you have to do? You have to, according to this, what should we do? You have to remove the ignorance. You have to remove the ignorance. So ignorance outside or inside? Where? Somewhere, your neighbor? Or your neighbor, your boss? Or your junior? Is within yourself. You're getting it? This is known as internal factor. And external factors are there. I did mention this. External factors are there. Internal factors are there. And removing the external factors, this is temporary solution. Trying to avoid the external factors, of course, like the sound of the two hands come together, like this. For this, two hands are necessarily required. So one hand symbolizing external factors, and the other hand symbolizing internal factors. Coming together, the sound of the misery is erupt. So after all, your job is whether to stop the external factors, to stop the internal factors. Whatever you do, do it. After all, what you require is that your sound of the clap should stop. Your miseries should stop. The painful tears should stop. This is the goal. If this is the goal, what you have to do? You have to remove the one of the two hands. One hand symbolic of external factors, and the other hand symbolic of internal factors. You have to remove one of the two hands. Okay. So having said this, what we said yesterday, that in a way, I'm quite glad to see that. So it is so like I talked about this external internal factor like 10 days ago. Didn't talk about it 10 days ago? When was that? Huh? Just yesterday morning. So which means that we are going at quite a good pace. I'm quite impressed. I've got an impression, so like I did it, like you asked Jodila, you asked Jack, you asked here, and where's Ashwin? He's not here. So if you ask them, you will say that the information that I gave you the last 3 days and today, this morning, 2 days this morning, total is going to perhaps like 4 or 5 days of information that I gave you. But I remember my teacher who said that, oh, when we study this philosophy, we are like we are like walking on the land, and how you study is like so fast, like rocket. So he said that by going rocket, you learn so fast, but the details you will miss. You agree? If you go by rocket, if you go by aeroplane, you will not enjoy these beautiful greeneries. You're getting it? This is what he implied. But of what I'm saying is that we got a good pace. Got a good pace because the two hands coming together, external, internal. This seems like I got this impression that I did it some way 2, 3, 4 days ago. Okay, so one hand symbolizes external factors and other hand symbolizing internal factors. These two come together, invariably the sound of the miseries erupt. All our miseries, whatever, once in a while, of course sometimes for a reason. For a reason meaning somebody deliberately created a problem on you, sometimes because of your ignorance. It is your, unskillfulness that you create the problem. And sometimes for no reason, seems like no reason. Early morning you get up and you feel so low. How many of you felt it, residents, once in a while? Okay, is there anybody who can tell me, you remember when did it first happen? You remember? When did it first happen? For no reason you get up in the morning, you feel so low. You remember when did it first happen? Around what age? Anyone? For me, it was around, I would say, 16, 17. I remember that was the first time that it happened, where you just get up and for no reason feeling so low. Okay, so any problem that we go through should necessarily be of two factors coming together, external and internal. Yet, last time when I asked what problems you had, problems that you have identified, I think three of you, they shared your problems, and the problems are all related to external factors. You remember that? External factors, and so we are so good at pointing to the external factors for the problem. Is it true that external factors involved in a problem? Is it true? It is true. You're getting it? External factors involved because two hands should come together to have the sound of the clap. External factors involved, but as I said, that you can blame the external factors. You can blame the external factors for anything, whatever. There's nothing wrong, as long as the effort that you put in succeeds in stopping the external factors, and at the end of the day, sound of the clap of the miseries should stop. By blaming the external factors, do you think that the sound of the miseries will stop altogether? One day all the problems All the problems, external fact, all the external factors will be stopped, and then you'll be free. When will this happen? Anyone? All the external factors for your problems will stop, and then you'll feel, oh, finally, I'm. So, look, having the senses stop itself is a problem. You're getting it? This is a worse problem. This is the worst problem. If you have senses, you have a problem. You see what is unnecessary to be seen. If you don't have the sense, you have a problem. You know that I'm lacking behind others. There's a problem. So you're happy there's a problem. You know happy is no problem. So external factors, for example, say, okay, so all those who register for this program, you have to stay in Tibetan Pavilion. It's going to be a residential program. And Achigasala and Sharanam Gyala says that, okay, say two girls will stay together, two boys will stay together. And you say, I have no privacy. So having to stay with somebody else, sharing a room with somebody else, is external or internal? External problem, you blame the external problem, I have no privacy. Oh, no problem, what's your name? Rebecca, no problem, I'll keep you separately. I'm lonely. You're going, why everybody is so happy with their roommates and I'm lonely. So what should you do? To put you in a single room or to share a room with somebody? What should we do? There's no third option. You getting it? External factors, in the first place, how many external factors are there? Innumerable external factors are there. And even the so-called conducive factors, they can also turn into non-conducive factors. So those people who are looking for to control the external factors so that the sound of the misery will stop. These are unwise people because they're thinking of something which will never happen. They're thinking of accomplishing their aspiration to stop your pain, which will never happen. Plant a bitter gourd seed and you expect mangoes to grow. It'll never happen. You getting it? So who are the wise people? Wise people are those people who put effort, which will actually culminate in the intended result. These are the wise people. So who are the wise people? Of the two factors, the external factors and internal factors, wise people are the ones, while not neglecting to take care of the external factors, who put effort to remove the internal factors. Internal factors, ignorance. You remove it, then external factors, only one hand. No sound. Sound of the misery stops. So anybody who puts effort in this, where the sound of a clap of the misery actually stops, these are the wise people who put effort in doing something which is intended to stop the undesirable sound of a clap, and yet it never happens. These are the unwise people. So let us not be unwise. We should be wise people. If you're wise, what should we do? We should put effort to stop the internal factors rather than investing everything to stop the external factors, which will actually never happen. But one thing that we need to remember is that there's two extremes. One, who only think about external, external, external. Two, other extreme, only think about internal, internal, internal. And these are two extremes. Say, you're going through some mental problems. You're going through some, let's say, deep anxiety, deep sadness, and so forth. And then you go to a teacher, unwise teacher, or somebody. Oh, it's purely mental, purely mental. There's nothing external there. And maybe it's your problem, it's because of your neighbor, very complicated neighbor. Or because complicated in the family, they can be very complicated family member. Because of that, you're going through deep depression. No, it's purely mental, it's purely mental. This one extreme. And other blaming purely external, external. If I get the money, if I get the best of the house, best of the everything, and then the then my problems will be solved. Your problems will never be solved. You're getting it? Will be never solved. So now what we do is that the middle way, the Buddha taught the middle way. Make sure that external factors are taken care of, but don't expect that you can get into all the external factors. Try your best. Take care of your food, for example, food. Don't neglect with the food. And the moment you hit age 30, 40, make sure that your body is with some exercises. And make sure that you eat the right food. And don't drink. If possible, go for pure vegetarian. No KFC. You getting it? So you say, okay, so make sure that external factors, you try to minimize the external factors. Meanwhile, put effort to stop these 5 points. Miseries, immediate cause, contaminant karmas, immediate cause, afflictions, immediate cause, inappropriate attention, and finally, ignorance. So these are the wise people who put effort to stop the internal factors and meanwhile taking care of the external factors. These are the wise people. So now with this, having said this, okay, we have to go. Okay, this is where what we are doing this morning. Objective existence. So what you said that of the 3 choices I gave you. What are the 3 choices I gave you this morning? Yes. The pleasant dream. Yes. Pleasant dream of picnicking organized by Ajikasanla and Cholan Namgela. It's a dream. You don't expect that. What is number 2? Earthquake. Earthquake. Dream earthquake. Not earthquake. Dream earthquake. What is number 3? Waking up. Okay. So what I said was that those, okay, just raise hands those who came here just the afternoon is your first session. Raise hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Jyotiji, you are much, much more than yesterday. So Jyotiji had been in these courses for quite long and really went deep. So you are not a part of this first session, the beginners. Okay, so those of 3 of you, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 4. So let's see. What we said is that just imagine that you fall asleep and you start with a dream. By the way, tell me, how many of you had dreams in life? I'm not metaphorically saying, I mean the real dream. How many of you had dreams in life? How many of you never had dreams in life? Raise hands. Okay, no one. So, which you had a dream? 24/7 dreaming or just when you fall asleep? Tell me, hey, this is not philosophy. Huh? Only when you sleep. Very good, thank you. So, because that it happens to you, tell me, and how many times it happened to you in your life? So many times. What's the process like? Tell me. How the dream started to happen? Huh? How the dream started? Because it has been happening to you every day, right? How was it happening? What's the process like? What is the process of the dream, formation of the dream? What's the process? Huh? Are you sure? Okay. Are you sure? This is my, okay. I'm not checking you. I'm not checking your confidence. When I'm sure. Okay, okay, good. So 1 point. Okay, anyone else? Okay, deep sleep. It is said that in deep sleep you don't have the conscious thoughts. Conscious thoughts. Oh, I'm dreaming. It's not there. Okay, so I know that. That everybody knows. This is not the point. Everybody knows that at a certain point it happens. But what's the process? This is a question. You getting it? In a way, it's correct. In a way, it's correct. Okay, so we don't have much time. So these are questions you have to note down and you have to check. Okay, I never noticed that. Now today I should be mindful. You fall asleep, keep checking your mind, observing your mind. Practice, try it. You're getting it? Try it. You may not succeed the first day, second day, 10 day, 10 years. Don't worry, keep trying. You're getting it? So depending on how, say, how refined is your thought process. Some people, their thought process, the mind is so refined, they can identify it very easily. Some people may take, 2 days, 3 days, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, never mind, just keep exploring. It is determined by how refined your mind is. For example, the gold, the purity, there's the simply is a gold doesn't mean there's absolute pure. 18 karat, 24 karat. What does it mean by that? Hey, no idea. Purity. So that is the purity, how pure the gold is. So likewise, how pure your mind is, that determines. So your mind is, this person very kind, very pure. This is not the meaning. So there are set of the trainings. Of course, generally speaking, those who are kind, very generous and disciplined, and the being the what call it, the consistent with and the integrity in a virtuous state. These people, the mind is more pure. When the mind is more pure, then there's a tendency for you to identify the subtler movements of your mind, like the dreaming, the process of dreaming. They're very subtle phenomena. It's happening actually, but we are not aware of the process. So when you train your mind, you can train your mind to make your mind more pure. Once your mind becomes pure, then for you to experience that, to really see the nuances of how the dreams are occurring, you can identify them. Okay, so with this in mind, and what we said is that 3 moments. The first moment, a very pleasant dream. Second moment, earthquake. The pleasant moment to be followed by the earthquake, magnitude 9 or 10, where there's no hope. And then the whole building collapsing on you, and you thought that, no, I'm dead. At that point, your mother wakes you up. Number 3. Of the 3, which do you want? Which do you prefer? This morning we said number 3. We said number 3. 3. And then I left with a question: what are the similarities? What are the commonalities between the first 2 things? This is what I asked. And anyone, have answer? Some of you already mentioned the commonalities, similarities between the first 2 dreams. And then we left at that point. Is there anybody who likes to share more? What are the commonalities between these 2 dreams, first 2 dreams? Third one you prefer. Although the first one is very pleasant, but you choose the third over number 1. Why? What are the commonalities between the first 2 dreams? Quick, to save time. No, my question is, what are the commonalities, not the differences? You're getting it? I'm not talking about. Okay, so both. Okay, let's say these 2. There's 2 are the 2 sides being extreme. Good. Anyone else? Both are not real. Very good. Anyone else? Okay, so Jackie is saying no control. You getting it? And I'm actually looking for this answer because he has been waiting to give this answer since 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You getting it? He's put a lot of effort, and then now he is feeling sympathy to me, right? Unless I give this answer, then the people cannot move forward. Okay. So what he said is that, okay, first dream is very pleasant. No, if I give you the two choices, the first and second, which would you choose? First. First, not the second. First is very pleasant, picnicking. Okay. Even the first has a problem. What's the problem? What's the problem? I'll tell you. Even the first dream has a problem. Oh, this is so beautiful. Huh? It's not real. It's not real. It doesn't matter. Even if it's not real. Even if it's not real, if it's nice, I'll enjoy it. What's wrong over there? Oh, that is the next moment. Enjoy the moment. Right. Okay. So there's a problem there. Yes. No, it doesn't matter. Even if it is whether it's real or not, as long as you're enjoying what's wrong. You're getting it that moment. That's wrong. Okay. So Jackie said, no control. What do you mean by that? Okay. So what Jackie said, let me put it like this. How many of you will have this dream tonight? Raise hands. Hey, what happened? How many of you will have this dream tonight? Okay, let me put it like this. How many of you like to have this dream tonight? How many of you like to have this dream tonight? Raise hands. Yeah. Okay, now next question. How many of you will have this dream tonight? Raise hands. Why not? It's so beautiful dream. Why not going to have it? Why not? Look. Your name? Matilde. What Matilda says, we don't have the choice. We don't have the choice to decide the dream. How many agree with Matilda? Raise hands. I could not, if I have a choice, I'll surely have this dream tonight. But I don't have the choice. I don't have the control of this dream. Whether I'll have or I will not have, I don't have the control. This is known as, however pleasant the dream is, there is an element of lack of control. Lack of freedom to choose the dream. Lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is happiness or misery. Lack of freedom, suffering or misery, happiness is a suffering. Lack of freedom. So people fight for freedom. Why? To get away from lack of freedom. So dream has a connotation of lack of freedom. Dream has a connotation of lack of freedom. And lack of freedom is misery. However pleasant the dream is, you don't have the freedom to choose that dream. That's a problem. So, now we are going through which dream? We're going through which dream? This morning we discussed? Yes. Okay, this morning we discussed what? Dream is of two kinds. What are they? Conventional dream and unconventional dream. From the unconventional dream, however unpleasant the dream is, however scary the dream is, you can get out of this every day. You can get out of this dream every day. But from the unconventional dream, we have never gotten out of this. You're getting it? From the unconventional dream, we have never gotten out of this. And just as you wake up from the conventional dream, the tears in that conventional dream stops. How many of you cried in your conventional dream, raise hands? How many cried in the conventional dream? In the dream, how many dreamt of crying, to put it simply? How many of you have dreamt crying? Yes, of course. And this tear, painful tear in the dream stops. When? When you wake up, painful tears in the dream stops. Likewise, we wake up from the unconventional dream. all the painful tears of the unconventional dream of samsara will stop. You're getting it? That we are all living in the world of a dream, which is known as unconventional dream. So, what is the mark of a dream? Mark of a dream is that, what is the mark of a dream? Dream is that you are in dream. That you are in dream is that you see the dream as real. You see the dream as dream in the dream, outside dream. You see the dream as dream in the dream or outside the dream. Okay, this is for sure. This is because of the lunch. After lunch this happens. Lohena, come forward. The sun hitting you. Huh? Okay. But this is a temporary solution. Again, the wind will blow. You come here, it's a permanent solution. You are looking for the permanent solution. Sun is moving, therefore I said come here. It'll move that way. Okay. So, say, we have to say the mark of a dream, that you being in a dream, is that to see the dream as? Yes. To see the dream as real. To see the dream as real happens in the dream, when you are in the dream. So, to see dream as dream happens when? When you come out of the dream. That is, when do you come out of the dream? When you wake up. When you wake up, you come out of the dream to discover that the dream is dream. When will your fear dissolve? To see dream as dream or dream as real? When does the fear dissolve? Dream as dream, the fear dissolves. You're getting it? So, dream as dream is the cognitive reality, or dream as real is the cognitive real. Which is real? Dream is dream as the real, or dream as real is real? Dream is real. You're getting it? So you need to objectively know. Don't be influenced by your thoughts. You have to know what the reality is, that the dream is. Don't superimpose that the dream is real. Dream is real is your mind, what your mind is creating. In reality, dream is empty of being real. You're getting it? So we need to know that the dream is dream. You have to wake up so that you know the reality, objectivity. So the Buddha emphasized so much on understanding the objectivity of the object. Don't be influenced. To know the reality, don't be influenced by your own suppositions. If you come up with your own suppositions, you will never see the reality. If you don't see the reality, you are creating the dream as real. Yes, over there. Yes. No. No. Say it again. Say it again. Yes, it does happen. You're not denying. No, we're not denying. No, we're not denying. We accept that the dream is dream. We accept that the dream can affect us. You getting it? For example, if you can have a very scary dream every day, you don't want to go to fall asleep. The moment you fall asleep, you know that you're going to have a scary dream. So you know that you're being affected. You're getting it? We're not denying. We're not denying. It's a reality. Okay. So you tell me, what did you think that in what way you think that we are denying the dream? Tell me. Okay. So of course, dream is real or not? This is my question to you. Dream is it real or not? Okay. Okay. So for this, what do you do? The best would be ask your friends during the tea break, is dream real or not? Then they will give the answer. You're getting it? So, because you already asked yesterday, you were present. Ah, there's a problem. So therefore, Nowadays, in Tibet house is very easy for me. Earlier days, before 2016, it was a big problem for me. To complete one text, study of the text, let's say study one text. Those people who attended in the beginning, they will send their representatives to complete the text. Right? By completing text, the people who studied, they disappear. And which were otherwise can be successfully completed in 2 months, it took us 2 years. Because the people who attended, they sent the representatives. They were not there to complete the text. So likewise, here I was asking Ajay Sanla, are they the representatives here from yesterday, or they are the people who attended from the yesterday? This is my question to Ajay Sanla. Okay, so basically what I would say is that those of us who come here more fresh, absent yesterday, don't worry. So keep in mind that those who already attended from yesterday, maybe many things are already covered. You're getting it? Because we build up. I said that this is a continuation of from where what we did yesterday. Okay, so we about the dream already asked them, real, not real, seeing the dream is not real, happens a dream. This is already just almost like we spent about like minimum half an hour on this. Okay, good. So with this, yes. No, no, that's not true. Ganeshi. Okay, they. Okay, Ganeshi, please listen. So don't reject miracle. Don't reject miracle. Don't expect miracle also. You're getting it? Don't be quick to accept miracles. Oh, in Tamil Nadu, there's a teacher who came from Tibet house. His name is something Dorji something. And he does a miracle, right? It's amazing. No doubt people are saying, talking. People who from here met somebody, how's the program? Amazing miracle. And the other person really thought it's a miracle. And second person was informing the third person, it's a miracle happening here. You're getting it? So this is not the real miracle you're talking about. It's a metaphorical miracle. It's not a real miracle. Miracles exist, not exist. Answer is don't deny this, it exists. But people who claim miracles, out of 10 million, only one can be a real miracle. The rest, 99.99% of the people who claim miracles, they're not miracles. The fact that I can perform miracles means they cannot perform miracles. You getting it? The fact that if I say that I can perform miracles, I can see the former life, I can see the spirits, these people they don't see the spirits. The people who really have extraordinary senses, they will keep them things very low profile. Okay, so with this in mind, so the next question is, we should know the reality. The dream is the reality. Dream as real is unreal. So we have to know to really stop the tears, painful tears of the dream. You have to know that the dream is a dream. Dream is coming from mind. Subjective, objective. Dream is? We discussed this morning already. The dream is subjective. What about the mirage? Subjective, objective. Mirage, subjective, objective. Subjective. Okay. Okay. This is a chocolate. This is a chocolate, subjective, objective. Huh? This is chocolate, subjective, objective. A miracle chocolate. A miracle chocolate looks at chocolate and it changes look. It changes. Miracle chocolate, right? This is purely subjective. You're getting it? It's what your mind is hallucinating. I'm hallucinating. You're getting it? It's not a chocolate. It's not a chocolate. It's not a miracle. You're getting it? So the point is that we have to, okay. So the point is that we need to say the dream is subjective. This being a chocolate is a subjective. It's not real. Likewise, the Buddha taught that everything is like a dream. Everything is subjective. If you discover that, you discover everything like a dream. If you discover that everything's like a dream, all the fears, all the painful tears of the dream stops. So, seeing the dream as real, this is ignorance. Of the two hands, ignorance. Remove the ignorance. No sound. Sound of the tears in the dream stops. So likewise, you know that everything is like a dream. The internal factor to view things, the ignorance, which is responsible to seeing things as objectively real, it stops. External factors, however strong, no sound. Sound of the misery stops. So finally, to view things as like a dream or not dream, this is not the point. The point is that your painful tears should stop. That's the purpose. For that matter, by seeing everything as dream, if your painful tears stop, that is what you have to do. By seeing them as real, if your painful tears stop, you have to view things as objectively real. So, in reality, with the example of the dream, when you see the dream goes as real. Dream goes as real, the painful tears flow. When you see dream goes as dream, painful tears in the dream stop, the fear stops. So with this example, the Buddha taught that not only do you dream, everything is subjective. If you discover that, your miseries will stop. Okay, so with this in mind, to see the dream as dream, you have to know the reality. You have to know the reality. So to know the reality, your supposition should stop. If you suppose, if you come up with a supposition, there's something is there. There's something is there. You will never see the reality. You're always tainted by your supposition. So you should not come with a supposition. You have to discover the reality, you have to get away from the supposition. To discover the reality, then the wisdom is dawned. With the wisdom, opposite force, ignorance disappears. Only way by which to get into the darkness is by introducing the light. The only way to get into the darkness of ignorance is by introducing the light of the wisdom. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with reality. What's the reality? Reality is everything is like a dream. And how does it help? How does it help? With the metaphor of the dream. So this reality that we are talking about, the reality to be discovered, that reality. So look at this, quantum mechanics, which Niels Bohr, one of the greatest contributors of quantum mechanics. What is that? If you study quantum mechanics, and if you're not shocked by it, you have not understood it yet. So the reality of quantum mechanics is so profound that you get a feel of this, it will give you a shocking experience. So if quantum mechanics hasn't profoundly shocked you, you haven't understood it yet. So likewise, the reality, we're talking about the ontological reality. What's the reality? Is quite shocking. So this is what the Buddha taught. Profound, peaceful, free of elaborations, clear light, non-composite. Such a natural reality is what I've discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this path, and silence I'll return to words. Such a natural reality is what I've found. So finding no one who can fathom this path, finding no one who can understand this reality. So he said, I'll return to the words. Rather than giving teachings, I would rather sit in my own meditation in the words in silence. Okay, so let me quickly finish the slide. Time up. 2 minutes. Okay, let's finish this slide in anyways. Okay, this is what we did already. Okay. Okay, let me just read this, what we have covered this afternoon. He who speaks on the basis of seeing meaning seeing the reality, not superimposition of your thoughts. This makes him knower and teacher unexcelled. I bow to you, O conqueror, the one who conquered the ignorance. Conqueror here refers to the one who conquered the ignorance. You who sought the dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degeneration meaning the problems, pains, the tears, they are in the world. The root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the seeing of which or understanding of which will undo this ignorance. The ignorance is removed. The iceberg of the ignorance is removed. Everything stuck on this will crumble down. Your miseries will stop. Okay, so this says we don't have time to go through this. So a little bit of some idea what is emptiness. You have to understand it based on the concept of dependent origination. Emptiness of objective existence versus dependent origination. Emptiness is not nothing. No, everything empty. This is not the meaning. It simply means, for example, like this glass is empty of, let's say, this glass is empty of honey. Correct, not correct? Hey, this glass is empty of honey. Is correct, not correct? Correct. Does it mean that this glass is non-existent? Glass exists. When I say the glass is empty of honey, means the honey in the glass is absent. The glass exists. So therefore, when the Buddha taught the glass is empty of independent, the glass is the nature of emptiness, it doesn't mean the glass is empty, glass non-existent. It simply means the glass is empty of being objectively real. You getting it? The glass is empty of objective reality. Glass exists, but it's empty of objective reality. Glass exists. Okay. Maybe tomorrow. How many of you will come tomorrow morning? Are you sure, or you want to make me happy? Just to make me happy, raise your hand. And tomorrow morning you are missing? No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. I am being very serious. How many of you will be coming tomorrow morning? Okay, and I can't ask those people who are coming new tomorrow morning. Right? Who are those people who are coming tomorrow morning new? Right? Because it's going to be follow-up. This is going to be a very important concept. You're getting it? Okay, I don't know, but okay, let's finish this. So this is very interesting, the dialogue between modern science and the Buddhist philosophy. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and the one facing His Holiness is Professor Francisco Varela, a brilliant neuroscientist who unfortunately passed away at the age of 60. Very early, he passed away. He's a brilliant the neuroscientist. So this was the conference known as Mind and Life Conference. Mind and Life Conference. You must Google search it. It's going to be very interesting. It's about physics and philosophy and neuroscience and psychology. All these dialogues are happening on a very high level. Nobel laureates are there. For example, like I'll show you, I don't know whether there's one person here. For example, say next to Professor Francisco Varela, next to him, that is the, what is his name? Daniel Goleman. How many heard about this man? He's the one over there. And next to him, the gentleman, is Richard Davidson, who is now a very respected neuroscientist as well as a psychologist. So, and then here, the one sitting just to the extreme right, to our side, that is Professor Paul Ekman, who is the leading, he passed away a few months ago. And he was a leading scientist. He was the pioneer of microfacial expression reading, the science of microfacial expression reading. He was the pioneer. And interestingly, there was another scientist. Okay, I'll show you. He'll be there. Okay, this we can discuss tomorrow. Okay. With His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Professor Anton Zelenga. So that was years before I met him. And it was like, I think 2008. So the same conference was held in His Holiness's residence. And Professor Anton Zelenga, he is a physicist. After the main conference for the day was over, then His Holiness so kindly asked the scientists to have dialogue with the Buddhist scholars to have some dialogues. And so where Buddhist scholars ask questions to them, they'll give answers, they ask questions to Buddhist scholars. So it's like an interactive dialogue. And after the dialogue was over, I asked a question on quantum mechanics. And Professor Anton Zelenga, after the dialogue was over, he came straight to me. He said that you seem to have questions on quantum mechanics. I said, I have. He said, you can ask me now. I said that now our time is over. For security reasons, we cannot be here any longer. I will invite you to my room. I invited him to my room. And I asked him many questions. I served him tea. In exchange, he was sharing my questions. He was responding to my questions. This was what happened for about 1 or 2 hours in my room. After about 10 years, I read the newspaper. He became a Nobel laureate in physics. He became a Nobel laureate. 2022, he was the Nobel laureate. So this is Anton Zelenga, and he's expert on the double slit experiment as a part of the quantum mechanics, study quantum mechanics. Okay, this is all. I don't think we'll have time all these things. So I'll not go through this. Okay, now what? Meditation. Okay, 5 minutes meditation. Yes. Yes, yeah. Okay, I will do it now because these people will be missing tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a new audience. You're getting it? I talk about zero waste. What will the next audience will think? What is he talking about? You're getting it? Okay. So zero waste. Zero waste means, for example, let's say a coconut. Coconut, you drink the coconut water, and inside there is pulp. You eat it, and then the husk you make it mattress, and the leaves of the coconut you make it brooms, and the remaining remnants you use as a fire fuel, and then what else? And so in other words, there is no waste at all. You're getting it? This is known as a zero waste concept. So it's all about the human thinking. If you're smart, you can really go for zero waste. If you're not smart, then they say you drink the coconut, and then the remaining whole solid thing becomes a waste. And then we'll make the whole place dirty. Actually, this is a treasure. It's not a waste, it's a treasure. But for the unwise people, this is a waste. For the wise people, this is a treasure. They will just collect all these things and they'll produce and sell it to you back. You're getting it? This is a treasure, it's not a waste. So this is known as zero waste. It's all about intelligence. So the Buddha emphasized so much on invigorating, in enhancing your intelligence. You're getting it? Rationality, intelligence, and directed by compassion. will make this intelligence wisdom. When intelligence is directed by selfishness, will will make you to destroy the world. So intelligence per se is like a knife. So intelligence directed by compassion, it becomes wisdom. Wisdom to construct the world, to bring harmony in the world. Intelligence directed by anger, selfishness will destroy the world, destroy yourself, and destroy the other side. Okay, yes. Not real, reality is a dream. Reality is a dream like. You are not dream, you are dream like. Yes. You got answer? Hey, you got answer? You got answer? Yes. Yes. But still you can ask, how do you know that everything's like dream? Like dream, how? You're getting it? You have to ask this question. Don't say, I'm happy, right? There should be a follow-up question. Okay, 5 minutes meditation. Ready?
Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.